Hi, everybody. I'm just waiting to see if anybody's going to join me, but this is Candy's Life, and I'm Candy. Um, this is just going to be an impromptu Friday night meeting for anybody that has anything they want to talk about. Um, Not anything in specific, but I do just want to lay some ground rules once some people come in. And I'm sorry, I got to turn my other device down so I don't get back feed. Sorry, I'm doing the YouTubey things over here, folks. Speaking of which, that reminds me to ask you to do the YouTubey things. Please, please consider hitting this subscribe button. I know it's a mouthful once I get blah, 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 but please take a minute and go click on that subscribe button. It'll really help me out towards my goal of making this an actual career and not just a hobby. And also hit that thumbs up button too. That helps me a lot too, and both are free, no money required. I know a couple people said that they were interested in a meeting. Now I'm just waiting to see if they're going to actually show up or not. So I guess I will start where I have been, what's been going on, how I'm doing now, and my latest big milestone. And that is that as of yesterday, I am 5 years clean. And I am not going to go round and round in circles over what that means. To me, that means that I am working with a doctor. I am on medication. That medication has kept me opiate free, benzo free, and alcohol free for 5 years. No matter how I did it. That is how I did it. I am in medication assisted treatment. That is my option, and thank God for it, because 5 years ago, I was told when I went into detox, they didn't know if I was going to even walk out of there. They didn't know if I was going to survive. Thank God I did. I am very grateful for such. In those 5 years, I have seen a lot of ups and a lot of really, really low downs. And a lot of those really low points is why and I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get comfortable. A lot of those downs are why I kind of took a pretty long hiatus with my YouTube channel, because I was not in a place where I could come on and talk recovery and have it be meaningful and helpful when I was at such a low point in my depression and in my life, going through acknowledging that what I went through was actual abuse of a variety of types that we all know YouTube doesn't like those words. So you can gather what those are. But yes, they include the worst of the worst, which led me to drugs as a coping mechanism, because I didn't want to feel anything. I didn't want to know anything. I certainly didn't want to acknowledge anything. And that's how I did it, through drugs and alcohol, and a lot of them, and over a long period of time. It was through a series of circumstances that I can't get into for legal purposes that led me to recovery, and that's I lost my job and I was given a choice to get help or basically go to prison. And I chose the first of the two. And when I went into detox, I was told your levels, ma'am, are so high that it is off our charts, and we can't guarantee that you're going to even survive this experience. And that got me thinking, I'm not ready to die. I don't want to die yet. I have a lot more to do. I have a lot more I want to see. I have a lot more I want to experience. And I put everything I had into making sure I came out of there alive and ready to fight the fight of what I knew was going to be the fight of my life. And it has been. Some moments have been great, other moments have been terrible. There have been moments where I wish that I had just taken myself out of the equation and just been done with it. And thank God I've come out of that. I've had great people to help me come through that. I've met a lot of new people in some new communities beyond just the recovery community, although it does kind of tie back into a recovery community. And that has been the community of the ex Scientologists. And they have really rallied around me, and they have really been loving and kind. And I appreciate them for that, because not long ago, I didn't want to be here. I didn't want to be here. I didn't want to be around. I didn't want to deal with it anymore. I was done. I wasn't going to do anything stupid, but I was done. And I'm not done, but I was done that day. I was very, very much done. And I don't think I would have cared. And thank God I had people that actually said to me, "We love you. We want you here. And we need you here." And those people have proven true to their word. And there is no amount of thank you and I love you and I appreciate you that will ever, ever equal the love that they have shown me. These are people that have been through utter sheer hell and back. And they welcomed me as one of their own. And I can't repay that. I don't know where I would start. I love you too. That was my husband, guys, off camera. And he's been great too. Not always, but then again, marriage is not always great. Am I right? If marriage was great all of the time, we'd all be living in a fairy tale. And that's not life, or that's not my life. That's not a life I want, anyways. But all of that has really shown me that, you know, if people that have been through what they have been through can make it and can come out and talk about it and can still be loving and kind and compassionate, that's the kind of person I want to be. I don't want to be somebody in the recovery community that has to rely on drama and fighting and calling people out at every other turn or step you make or don't make, or they don't like that you make. That's not what I want for my channel. I'm here to focus on love, compassion, and helping people in recovery, whatever that means, whatever that's from. That's the people I'm here to reach. So, if you're about drama, you're about chaos, you're about calling your fellow people in this community out because you don't like something, then go ahead and miss me too, because I'm not for you. I'm here for the people that want love, that want compassion, and that want help in recovery. I'm here to listen. I'm here to help. I'm here to advocate. And I'm sure as hell not here to give up. Now, I don't know if there's anybody else sitting out here that has anything they want to say, but that's what I needed to say. And it really hurts my heart to see other women in recovery going at each other like I'm seeing on YouTube. You know, I'm going to issue a challenge to you. Challenge to be better. Challenge to do better. Challenge to act better. And I'm not perfect. I know I screw up. But I don't feel like calling out everybody else. So that's where I'm going to leave it. If anybody has anything they want to make a comment on, if there's anybody here, anybody has anything to say, I'm listening. And I will keep this open. Hi, Barbara. Thank you for showing up. Thank you so much. I was just talking about people in the survivors community, the SPTV community that have reached out so lovingly to me, and I appreciate you for that, Barbara. You have been one of the people that really rallied around me in my lowest point. And I love you and I appreciate you. And I thank you. And I'm sorry I'm a mess. 5 years is a big milestone, folks. And I promise you, it will get you thinking. If you thought year 1 was hard, make it to year 5 and then recollect on all of that time and see where you've come out. You're a mess too. Good. I'm glad I have you for another thing, Barbara, because God, what would I do without you, babe? I think between me and Reese, we might be the luckiest 2 girls in the world. 5 years. 5 years, folks. And now I tell you, I've got 2 battles. Okay? Scientology, this first one's for you. Okay? I am one of many, many that have seen what you have done, that have seen what you are doing. And I and the rest of us are not going to sit by for it anymore. We are coming for you, David Miscavige, and we do not rest until you go down. We ride. Okay, Megan, I'm popping you in. I hear something. I hear something. Megan, are you there? Megan.
Hey, Candy. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
I hear you.
Oh my God, it's so nice to see you.
Mm.
I don't know if you.
Wait a minute. I know that voice. And you're going to tell me if I'm wrong. Am I talking to the Megan F?
Oh, Megan F? No, I'm Megan S. There's
Oh,
another I think there are you talking about the Supplicate Megan?
Megan Fitzgerald?
Oh, yeah, 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 I know her. Yeah, I've seen her in the chats.
Yep, she was a big part of my first year in recovery.
Oh my god. Oh, I just wanted to say a big congratulations on 5 years, man. You kick ass.
Thank you.
Like, like me, it's only been about 4 months, and the longest I've had is 5, so
You'll get
it's
there. You'll
yeah.
get there. I
So
have faith.
it
You'll get
helps,
there.
I'm really glad that you've been in the chats and everything, and, oh, it's just awesome. I'm so proud of you, you know?
I tell you what, if not for Nicole, I would
Right!
not have made it through the first year,
Oh
let
my
alone any of the
god.
others.
Right? I find so much strength in all the ladies. It's great. I had a question for you. So
Okay.
there's some people in that Telegram chat that they wanna join, but they don't wanna go on camera or mic. So I'm wondering if there's somewhere we can send them to watch. I'm trying to figure out if I even came in here to see if I could figure it
Um,
out.
go over if they want to just watch, go over into YouTube
Okay.
and
What's
then
your
just I'm at Candy's Life 160. But I think if you just type in Candy's Life, you'll find me. I'm
Can't
live now, so
Okay. I'm gonna pop out of here and I'm gonna send that to them. So we'll see you in a moment.
gotcha.
Awesome. I'm glad I got you alone though. You're awesome.
Thank you.
All right, I'll be back.
Okay. Your mom had 27 years. See, I knew you came from rock star blood, Barbara. I knew you did. I just knew you did. 27 years of recovery ain't no joke, and I guarantee it wasn't easy for her either. My glasses keep fogging up, and if I don't have them on, I can't read. Welcome to the peril of being over 40. So, um, what else was I thinking of? Um, okay, the message I was giving to Scientology. On that note, you guys, there's a couple of protests depending on where you are in the world. There is one coming up on October 21st from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. outside of the Scientology Celebrity Center in Los Angeles. And I will get the rest of the information for that. But if you go to Eat Predators, all of the information will be there because it's Alexa Nichols that has been the one putting these protests together. And if you can, your presence is very much needed and appreciated. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Megan. The next thing is if you're in recovery and you're struggling, I don't care how minor you think it is, how trivial you think it is. Please, please contact someone. For no matter what the reason is, Don't just let what you think is a minor issue, don't just let that go by without at least talking it out with somebody. Keeping things bottled in was something I had to learn was not going to be beneficial to me at all. Another thing you can do is if you absolutely don't want to talk to anybody, journal. Journal all of it out, your thoughts, your rants, your likes, your dislikes, all of it. If you have to, write letters to the people that have hurt you. It doesn't mean you have to mail them. But at the very least, exactly, get it all out. Try not to go to bed with all that crap on your mind because I guarantee you're going to wake up with it still on your mind and you're going to wake up with a very heavy heart. And that will follow you around for the rest of the day, or it's been known to follow me around for days because I just let it all bottle up inside because I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to address it. I don't care. I get in those when I go into depressive modes, it goes from I'm not doing it, I don't care, and it just goes from there to it all gets bottled up inside and then I explode for absolutely no reason. And that's also not the person that I want to be 5 years into recovery. It's just absolutely not. I'm sorry you guys, I am getting over a cold. Thank God it finally feels like it's leaving. It's been around a week longer than I wanted it to be here in the beginning with anyways. But there is also a new helpline number, and I think it's 988. Don't quote me on that. I'm going to make sure I get the right information, and I will go ahead and amend all of that in the comments section of this video. Yep, forcing myself to get out of bed some days is, yeah, I am right there, Megan. I understand that one. There was a period just after last Christmas, which I ended up with major bronchitis last Christmas. And I went from a point where I was so physically sick from the week before Christmas till the week after New Year's that by the time I started feeling better from the bronchitis, I was just at a point where I didn't care to get out of bed. I didn't care to get out of bed. I didn't care to get dressed. I didn't care to talk to anybody. I didn't care to make videos. I didn't care, you know? And in the winter, for me, I get cold so easy that I'm probably not going to go out inside and go for a walk. But I have been looking into different options to get exercise and to make sure that's a priority going into this winter so that I don't experience those deep, deep depressive lows. Because you guys, I'm enjoying being back. I've always enjoyed my channel. I always have. I love being able to come here and interact with you guys and talk to you guys and hear what you guys are needing. And hang on, Megan, I'm trying to read your comment. What would you tell yourself today, having 5 years now to yourself while you were in early recovery trying to find strength? Hang on, baby. Hang on, baby. The people you need the most, you're going to find them. and hold on to that because it might have taken me 4 more years, but I have definitely found the people that are going to rally around me. They're going to show me kindness. They're going to show me love. They're going to love me till I start loving myself again. And they're going to make sure that I don't overwhelm myself to the point that I just shut down completely again. So, my advice is it might take time, but find your tribe. They are out there. Megan has so many good questions. Um, oh, yeah. Find your tribe has been a definite big shift from whatever friends we had in active addiction because it took me a really long time to learn that those people, even family, I I'll touch on that after this. The people that I thought were my friends while I was in active addiction showed me really, really quickly once they saw that I was serious about recovery and that my husband was serious about recovery, for them to decide they don't even know what our names were, couldn't be bothered, and only came around if they wanted something or needed something. And finally, we just said enough is enough. We don't need, we'll rebuild friendships from a recovery point. Who cares if we've known these people our whole lives? These people are not our friends. Friends are not people that hold you as an option when you hold them as a priority. Those aren't your friends. Those are the people you want to say, kick rocks, I don't need you. And you're not good for me. And I wish you the best. Even family. So, just before my first anniversary in recovery, I had came clean about what I had been going through. And I was not believed. I was called everything but my name. And I was kicked out of where I was living. That person was my very own mother and her husband, for lack of a better term. And making them a non part of my life has been one of the best decisions I have made in the last 5 years because there's a lot of history there. There's a lot of water under the bridge, but I'm better off. And I know I'm better off. And I absolutely feel that in my heart. And I feel that in my mind. And I know that's sad. I know that sounds very, very sad. But toxic is toxic. And that doesn't matter if it's blood, water, or otherwise. Toxic is toxic. Remember that. Toxic is toxic no matter who or what it is. If it's not benefiting you and it leaves you feeling like shit after you have that encounter or experience, it's toxic. It's not for you. Get rid of it. Just get rid of it. I know easier said than done, but you know, sometimes disconnecting in a peaceful way, which is what I did. I didn't go screaming or anything else. I just, once she said what she had to say and told me to leave her property, that the last thing I had to say to her is, this will be the last time we speak. And I have kept to that. They created all the drama, believe me, when they were screaming and carrying on and whatnot for their whole neighborhood to hear. Trust me, the neighborhood heard what was going on without them having to hear what was going on, but they did. So they knew what I was dealing with. So what I'm saying is, you don't have to rise to the occasion where walking away from somebody has to be ugly. Sometimes you can just sit there and admit to yourself that, okay, no good is going to come of this. Maybe, maybe no other words need to be said from either side. I know no further words have needed to be said from my side, and certainly she hasn't reached out to me. So no further words have needed to be said. But you have to protect you first in your recovery, or you won't have that recovery. And there are going to be people that you encounter. Exactly. It will save your life. Why not choose yourself for once? Exactly. Exactly. I know everybody preach, don't be a selfish person. Don't be selfish. Selfish is evil. But to an extent, in recovery, you have to have a layer of selfish. You have to come first, or you will not be able to help anybody else, no matter how hard you want to try. If you have not built that foundation for yourself, how can you help anybody else to build theirs? So, exactly. Choose yourself first. I put it this way, think of yourself as being in an airplane, okay? When you're getting ready to run up the tarmac to take off, what does the stewardess tell you about the oxygen masks alone? Put it over yourself first and then help the people beside you. Not help the people beside you, run out of oxygen, and you get to die. Put it on yourself first and then help the people beside you. Finding healthy boundaries. Yes, boundaries. Oh, we could have another video just on that. I think I actually will, because boundaries are important. Just like a farmer uses fencing for boundaries for their livestock, we have to build up boundaries that people don't readily see. I call them invincible fence line. We keep that around ourselves, but you have to build them. You have to learn what is healthy. You have to learn what is toxic. You have to open your eyes and see people and situations for what they are. And I promise you, Not every step in recovery is going to be beautiful. Some of them are going to be hard as hell, but it's those moments when it's hard as hell that you say, you know what? So am I. And you push on and you take it to the next step. Don't do 10 steps at a time. Do one step at a time. One action. What's your first action after you establish a routine of, being clean and whatever that means, whatever you have to do. Once you get yourself stable in your recovery, where you feel you're at a point that you can address some heavier issues besides just not drinking and using drugs, then start looking at, okay, I've known, oh Lord, pick a name. Pick a name, pick a name, pick a name, pick a name, pick a name. Marjorie. We've known Marjorie for 35 years. Okay? Let's just say that. We've known Marjorie for 35 years. Now, Marjorie can be a nosy broad. We know this, but we love her anyways. But she can be a nosy broad. And she hears you're in recovery. And she comes up and decides she's going to tell you the who, what, where, when, why, and how of her opinion of all of it. And then she's going to tell you what she thinks you should do. Here's where the boundary comes in. You need to look at her and say, this is my life. And between me and the team I choose to work with, and it doesn't have to be, I'm not saying go out and find a team of doctors, therapists. Your team could be your closest 5 people in your recovery circle. That's your team. I am working with my team to decide what is in my best interests, and that has nothing to do with you. And let it be that. And just let it be that. You owe nobody any explanations for not meeting up with what they want for you. You owe it to yourself to be true to yourself and honest to yourself so that you can continue to be honest with others. That's about all I have, unless anybody else has questions. Once again, Barbara, Tampa Bay man, if you're still here, thank you for coming in. I cannot say I love you enough. I appreciate all of the great support you have been to me in the last few months. Thank you. Okay, I'm not seeing any more questions come through. So I'm going to say, after a moment of silence, for the addict who still struggles in or out of recovery, no matter what they are recovering from, I will lead us out with the Serenity Prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. Thank you, Megan, for coming. I'm going to work on trying to find out what times work for everybody so that I can try to do this at least. I want to aim for at least 3 times a week doing a nighttime meeting. Because, just sometimes at the end of the day, you got a bunch of stuff you want to get off your chest, and where are you going to do it? Come see me. We'll talk about it all. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you do want to help, my Venmo is down in the description. I love you. Barbara, I love you. And I will see you in SPTV land somewheres tonight. Bye bye.